everyone, Michelle McBain here, and today I would like to talk about building a rapport with anyone. The most important thing to think about is that most people you talk to are just really nice, kind individuals who instantly, consciously or subconsciously have a connection with you. And if it's not a connection and they don't feel great about it, they're probably not going to give you feedback, and you're just going to go on your day wondering what went wrong. So there are 6 scientific steps to building a rapport, whether it's face-to-face, on the phone or video conference, or on social media. And I'm going to share those with you today. The first is you want to consider matching someone's vibe. What is the way that they like to engage or interact? Are they very loquacious? Do they post a lot of content? Are they one of the people that walk in the room and immediately are assertive and aggressive in their posture and their stance, and they give you a strong, solid handshake, and you are the type of person that's more of a limp fish? Then you probably wouldn't be a good fit in person. So you have to sort of mirror what they do and regard yourself in a way that makes them feel comfortable as well. And I always say you have to be authentic and genuine and true to yourself, but the important part here is also understanding the way that your prospects and customers like to have conversations and following suit accordingly. If they are very assertive, they want to get the show on the road, and you're more long-winded and loquacious, and they're just like, come on, what are we talking about here? Let's keep the show moving. They probably wouldn't feel good if your pace and your tone and your conversation flow is a little bit off-put from each other. So you want to make sure that you understand how do they like to communicate, the frequency, the tone of how they communicate. Number 2, you want to match them vocally. If the conversation progresses to the point where you're calling on the phone prospecting, or you get an in-person meeting or a phone meeting, how are they in person? Are they soft-spoken and gentle, and you're very loud and aggressive? Then that might just put them off from the very beginning. Or vice versa, if you're more mild-mannered and they're more assertive and quick-paced, you want to follow suit to their tone. It is very important and very psychologically proven that people most feel comfortable with somebody who is like them. So I'm not telling you to not be true to yourself. Who you are at your core is very important, but how you communicate, the cadence, the tone, knowing your audience is very important in this regard as well. The third thing you want to consider is breaking the pattern. So if they've talked to 20 salespeople that week and they've researched, 57% of what they need to know, whether it's white pages and testimonials and brochures and ebooks, and they've looked at your website and they've looked at your competitor's website and they've gotten on the phone to get quotes from all of you, what's going to set you apart? If you start with the same line, the same sales commentary, hey, Michelle McBain here, how you doing today? If that's the same thing that they've heard from 10 other people, well, guess what? It's just going to be more of the same, and they're going to automatically tune you out. So you want to be very unique in the way you talk to them and the way you position yourself and the tone, as well as not just on the phone, but also in your messages. If you are spamming people, copy and pasting the same message to 1,000 people, that's just not going to work. So you really want to do your homework before you have that conversation. You want to set your tone a little bit apart. Hey, happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Do anything fun. Just have a little bit of an icebreaker. Have a little bit of a common relationship. Get to know who they are before you instantly go into a sales pitch or going down a rabbit hole that they don't care about, and you really need to get to know them and be on their terms. It's their playing field, and so it's very critical that you're coming in reciprocating their tone, understanding how they like to communicate, and having the ability to match their vibes and to differentiate yourself from all of the competition who's saying the same sort of thing in the same sort of way. You also want to really focus on them. So if your prospects listen to a radio station, it would be WIIFM, meaning what's in it for me. Again, they do not care about you. I'm sorry, they don't. They don't care about your process and your products and your solutions. They have things that bother them and they need help with. And if you take the time to listen and learn and do your research and help facilitate them opening up, then you'll get to a point that is much more beneficial for both of you together. You really want to consider what are their challenges and how do your solutions help solve those challenges versus just coming off with a pitch from the very beginning. You also want to repeat and rephrase, number 5. So as you think about what they're saying, you want to hear them and you want to do a little bit of checking in. So what I'm hearing you say is this: did I understand that correctly? Or understanding that your prospect says something like, oh yeah, that's a huge problem, and you just simply mirror huge and allow them to answer open-endedly questions that are bothering them, and they will dive deeper. And now you'll be able to really understand and position something based upon what they have to say. So definitely don't come in hot just trying to sell them on what you think is important to them, but really take the time to listen and learn and repeat back to them so they feel like, this person really gets me. We're on the same page, they're listening, and they understand what I'm talking about. You also want to check in, number 6, with feedback loops. So as you go through, this is a very powerful scientific study that says that every 45 seconds, if you rope them in the conversation, that you're getting subtle buy-ins all the way along. So for example, it could be something as simple as, so the key feature here is this, is that something that jives with you or resonates with you? Yes or no? And then you're going to wait and you're going to check in with them. Or it could be as simple as, cool, understand, does that make sense? Or are we on the same page here? And just having them buy in consistently to what you're talking about to understand if you're on the same page and the same frequency. And finally, each of these steps are going to help you really dive deeper and build a strong rapport with your prospects. And it's so important at the end of the day that you are understanding who they are and how you together can help them be successful. I hope you have a great day and a great week, and let me know which of these is something that really resonates with you.